Hello, and welcome to a digital workshop on personal statements. My name is Allison Hazlett, and I am currently the Professional Writing Coordinator at the University Writing Center. In this workshop, we will define a personal statement, describe the functions and types of personal statements, conduct a brief activity where you can apply some of our discussion, look at the development process and how the specific phases of writing apply to this type of document, and discuss things that you should or shouldn't do in your personal statement. When drafting a document, it is important to understand what it is. Personal statements are often a way individuals introduce themselves to a college admissions committee. This serves a few functions. The primary objective of a personal statement is to allow college admissions personnel to get a better idea of an individual's qualifications, goals, values, and fit with the program. The secondary objective is to allow individuals an opportunity to provide additional context to potential problems on their academic records. This includes explanations for time off, suffering grades, and so forth. This allows you to explain the situation while portraying yourself in the best possible way. However, it is important to remember that if you are taking this approach, you want to avoid sounding like you're making excuses. To aid in this, consider approaching the scenario in a positive light. What is the problem you are addressing? Why did it occur? How has it shaped you as a student or person? And what did you learn from the situation? Now that we know the functions of personal statements, let's explore the types. Is there more than one type of prompt? Yes, actually there are two primary ones. First are open-ended prompts, and then there are specific prompts. Let's look at them in more detail. Open-ended prompts allow applicants to decide the direction or directions they want to take with their personal statement. These will sometimes include broad questions like, why do you want to attend this university? What are your goals? Or what is something you value and why? These questions provide some structure, but they do not dictate the specific type of content that is to be included. However, some open-ended prompts may provide additional structure. Take a moment to pause the video and read these two examples. While these prompts provide you with the opportunity to choose your direction, remember that your personal statement must have meaning. It needs to explain what your story means to you, how it has shaped who you are, and the ways in which it has prepared you for college. Now, regarding more specific prompts, these ask applicants to respond to a specific topic or issue and may include questions about personal interests or a particular defining moment in your life. Let's take a moment to reflect on the types of personal statement prompts. Pause the video after each question, allowing yourself a moment to consider these questions and write down a few answers. What prompt do you prefer, open-ended or specific, and why? Based on the type of prompt, what would you write about? Considering your prompt type and potential topics, write down some words that describe yourself. What are some of your experiences that provide support for these words? There are three things you want to be particularly mindful of when developing your personal statement. The first is your audience. This is most likely college admissions councils. Second is the purpose. You are trying to portray yourself in the most accurate, best way possible, and to explain why you are the ideal candidate for admission. Finally, you want to consider writer ethos. You want to be confident, giving yourself credibility as a writer. Like all projects that involve writing, there is a process to forming your personal statement. It involves brainstorming, outlining, drafting, revising, editing, and submitting. Let's look at them in more detail. It's hard to write about yourself, so the brainstorming process is important. You want to begin by determining the type of prompt. Is it open-ended or specific? Next, you want to evaluate multiple options you can take with your personal statement. How can you personalize it? Did an idea come to mind when you read the prompt? Explore it further. And if you are feeling stuck, consider using one of their suggested topics if available. When exploring topics, keep the personal statement parameters in mind, word count especially. You don't want to choose a topic that you cannot fully and adequately cover. Also consider your audience and how you will build your credibility as a writer. If you are still unsure of how to approach this brainstorming process, consult our handout on the UWC webpage for more information. Once you have decided your main topic, it's time to start organizing your ideas. This begins with a thesis statement that guides the overall message of your personal statement. Next, decide your subtopics. What experiences or situations support your thesis, the main idea you want to convey? Finally, take these ideas and outline them in a logical way. This is most likely going to be in either chronological order or by order of importance. During the drafting phase, you will use your outline to begin writing your personal statement section by section. While drafting, ensure your focus is remaining clear and your points are well supported. But remember, the goal of this phase is to get your ideas out on paper in full. Don't get too hung up on the grammar and mechanics. Revising is a critical step in the writing process and should not be skipped. In addition to reviewing the statement yourself, get feedback from multiple sources, like the UWC tutors and professors. It is during this phase where you will focus more on content, being critical about your own writing. Consider things like, is there information you need to exclude? Have you adequately supported all your main ideas and subtopics? Did you sufficiently address the prompt? If you were on the admissions council, what would your impression be? After ensuring that you have said everything you wish to convey and that your ideas are supported and clearly outlined, begin editing. This is where you will begin reviewing for grammar, sentence structure, punctuation, word choice, etc. Editing takes time. Review the document carefully and multiple times through. For additional suggestions, consult our editing handout. The process of brainstorming, outlining, revising, and editing is recursive, meaning you may return to certain stages. By providing yourself with enough time to work through each stage and to return to a certain phase if needed, you are giving yourself the opportunity to create the best possible version of your personal statement. Once you have worked through the brainstorming, outlining, drafting, revising, and editing processes, you are ready for submitting. Before sending off that final draft, ensure you have met the admissions requirements, that all application materials have been proofread, and that all documents are converted to PDFs, unless otherwise specified. In addition to understanding what a personal statement is and how it's developed, it is important to know what to avoid. These include cliché statements or narratives. You want to be unique, helping your application stand out from the pile. Forcing a topic. Write about something that interests you or that you're passionate about. Exaggeration or redundancy. Instead, you want to be honest, clear, and concise. And finally, avoid slang or profanity. And you also want to be aware of any spelling and grammar mistakes. This is a professional document, so you want it to be formatted as such. While the process of forming a personal statement may seem a little overwhelming, the University Writing Center is here to help you through each stage. On the slide, there are a few ways you can schedule a tutoring session with us. For more information about our services, or to view the handouts mentioned during this workshop, please visit our website.